There's the story of the recycled heroes. They were dead and written off by the popular and the powerful. They were not judged by their worth, but by their status. These recycled heroes would become one of the most reckoned with forces that ever was. The steampunk mechanical person was in a dreamlike state, tumbling through the mist and the smoke of imagination, somewhere between life and non life. His spherical body tumbling through the dark mists, and then, for the first time, he recognized that he had a name. His name was simply Q2, and what he did not realize yet was that he had just gained more than a name. He had become sentient. This is a situation for his race of Modron, as they are called. That is not unheard of, but very unusual.
Okay, where the hell am I?
Q2 asked. He woke up and looked around the room. There were no windows, only one door. He was sitting in a bed, although he technically levitated and didn't need a bed. However, the walls of his room were clean and freshly decorated. It was warm and inviting. There was a letter on the nightstand. "You are among friends," it said simply. Q2 thought to himself.
Well, I hope my new friends won't be offended if I'm skeptical.
Q2 searched his internal handy haversack and withdrew his primary offensive tool for adventuring, commonly referred to as a Colt Anaconda 44 Magnum with 8-inch barrel. He made sure that it was loaded, and the speed loaders were where he could reach them. You never know when you might have to blow the head clean off of a large bear who wants to eat you. Q2 took some time to ponder his situation, and he thought of a man named Timothy and hoped that Timothy had treated well. Q2 looked around the room some more. As warm and inviting as it was, the room still seemed a little small and claustrophobic. It was time to leave and see what all this was about. When Q2 left, he looked down the corridor to see a rather imposing figure. A giant of a man resembling an angel. He was 11 feet tall, humanoid, with 4 fully articulated arms and wings. He was wearing full plate armor and carried a rather impressive halberd along with a tower shield. Q2 met his gaze and realized that this imposing warrior had a magical gaze, and that the warrior had just detected his alignment. "Greetings, friend. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Frodo Baggins, a hobbit of the Shire." Clearly, this was a joke, and Q2 burst out laughing.
Greetings, dear Frodo. I am the Eye of Vecna.
Greetings. Zarakan raised one of his 4 enormous hands. "I have an extra hand just for you." The giant angel-like warrior waved to Q2. The two approached and shook hands. A couple of times.
I am Q2, at your service.
"Call me Zarakan. I'm not actually a half."
I noticed that. What are you, pray tell?
"My race calls themselves the Nephilim."
I've heard of Nephilim. You're closely related to Celestials, right?
"Indeed." The two of them became fast friends and decided to venture on together. It was at that moment that Q2 and Zarakan smelled the presence of another. It smelled like a dog, like a big dog. The halfling wizard woke up in a strange bed. However, he was tightly snuggled up with a familiar companion. His dog, Slingshot. The 187-pound Doberman Pincer was cuddled up to the hobbit in true, quote, hobbit's best friend nature, unquote. The hobbit couldn't move, and he could barely breathe. Keys tried to take a look around, but he couldn't see much past his dog's face or its butt. Although on the bright side, Keys was actually nice and warm because Slingshot, his dog, hadn't taken up all the covers, for once.
"Slingshot, you're going to have to get up."
The dog ignored him, oblivious to the world around him. On the fortunate side, Keyes knew that he wasn't in any immediate danger, or Slingshot would be standing at attention and growling like a dragon. Slingshot was not just any Doberman. He was a Mojave Hobbit Doberman. They were large, agile, and really damn loud. Their bark really did hurt the ears. But for now, the only thing that was dangerous about Slingshot was his flatulence. Dobermans have legendary flatulence.
Seriously, dog, move your butt. Come on.
Objected Slingshot.